Well, it's funny that you mentioned Trivia Trap, and I think that's a good segue into our next portion because it is time for my favorite portion of the game show. It is time for the game of the day.
Woohoo!
Game of the day.
And I'm so glad you mentioned Trivia Trap because guess what game we're going to play?
I'm going to guess we're not playing Dreamhouse.
Nope, we're not playing Dreamhouse.
We're playing Trivia Trap.
We are playing the last ever Mark Goodson original format game that he ever produced. It is time to play Trivia Trap.
Woohoo!
Trivia Trap. And here's how we play this edition of Trivia Trap. The game is divided into 2 rounds, the Trivia Trap round and the Trivia Ladder round. In the Trivia Trap round, I'm going to give you 2 sets of answers, the top row and the bottom row. Each row has 4 answer choices that correspond with a question. You'll choose a row of answers and then I'll read the question attached. Now this Trivia Trap round is going to be played like the original, and might I add, better version of Trivia Trap. Which means, as Gene Wood or Charlie O'Donnell or Bob Hilton announced, even a right answer can catch you in a trap.
Where even a right answer can catch you in a trap.
Adam, your goal is to cut the wrong answers and leave the correct answer to the question as the last remaining answer. Cut 1 wrong answer and you'll score 50 points. Cut 2 wrong answers and you'll score 100 points. But if you can cut all 3 wrong answers to the question, you'll score 300 points. Now, after each question, you'll then choose between the set of answers remaining as well as a new set of answers that I will add. You'll play 4 rows of answers during the Trivia Trap round, and I'll describe the Trivia Ladder round when we get to it. By the end of the game, Adam, if you have scored 2,000 points or more, you will be deemed a winner.
All right, I'm excited.
So, Adam, are you ready to play a game that was originally hosted by the legend that you work alongside?
I am so ready.
Well, welcome to the fascinating world of game show trivia. Let's play Trivia Trap. All right, here are your first 2 set of answer choices. The top row is John Daly, Gary Moore, Robert Q. Lewis, and Bud Collier. And on the bottom line, we have Mark Labette, Sean Wallace, Ann Hegarty, and Paul Sinha.
Let's go with the top.
All right, the top line. John Daly, Gary Moore, Robert Q. Lewis, and Bud Collier. Remember, you're cutting the incorrect answers. And Adam, here's the question. The ABC game show Number Please, which ran from January 30th to December 29th, 1961, was hosted by who? And again, the answer choices are John Daly, Gary Moore, Robert Q. Lewis, and Bud Collier.
All right, well, first we're going to cut Mr. John Charles Daly.
Cut John Daly, and that's good for 50.
Woohoo! And now we're going to cut Gary Moore.
Cut Gary Moore, and that's also incorrect. So you have 100.
Woo! And now cut Robert Q. Lewis.
Sounds like you're confident on this one. For 300 points, can we cut Robert Q. Lewis? Yes, we can!
Yes! Woo! Number Please, 1961, Bud Collier.
That's right. Beat the Clock got canceled, and it was actually replaced by Number Please, and he got to host it. Brad fact!
And one just aired recently on Buzzer. It wasn't a bad show.
Number. Please. Number Please. This portion of Number Please is brought to you by Johnson Shampoo, the no-tears shampoo that can't burn eyes. And now here's your host on Number Please, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Number Please.
It lasted for a full year. It was January through end of December, so, I mean, you got 1 whole year out of it.
Right, and plus he had that other little show To Tell the Truth.
Yes, I've heard of that. For a little bit, he did Beat the Clock and Tell the Truth at the same time.
Yeah, and at that time, Bud hosted both the daytime and the nighttime versions of To Tell the Truth. Brad fact!
Yes, and Bob Eubanks did the Newlywed Game and Card Sharks at the same time in the 80s.
That's right, yeah. So, we still have Mark Labette, Sean Wallace, Ann Hegarty, and Paul Sinha on the bottom row. On the top row, we now have Talking Pictures, Get the Picture, You're in the Picture, Picture This.
All right, I don't want to chase you around anymore like that, so I guess I'll go with the bottom row.
Very good.
Thank you.
Why don't we step into this question? I can do this all day.
That was good. Good job, Bradley Walsh. No, the other Bradley.
Here we go. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Here's your question. Which of these chasers from the British version of the chase never appeared as a chaser on the Australian version of the chase? And the choices are Mark Labette, Sean Wallace, Anne Hegarty, and Paul Sinha.
Okay. Wow, this is hard. Which of the following have never appeared?
Right, so one of these four never appeared on the Australian version of the chase.
And I want to pick the people that did appear.
Right, yeah, so you want to cut
Right.
the people that did appear.
Well, we're going to start with the one I'm perfectly positive, Anne Hegarty.
You're going to cut Anne Hegarty, and that's a good cut for 50.
Woohoo! Okay, I think Sean Wallace did. Not super confident like the last question. I am going to cut Sean Wallace.
You're not super confident, and unfortunately, you were wrong in your unconfidence because Sean Wallace is a cuttable answer.
Woo! Wow, good bait. All right, so now I have Mark Labette and Paul Sinha. I've only seen a couple clips of the chase from Australia. I know there's a bunch on YouTube. I feel like I've seen Mark do it. I feel like I've not seen Paul do it. And I feel like I remember seeing Mark and going, okay, well, Mark's been on all 3 English-speaking versions. I'm going to cut Mark Labette.
All right, you're going to cut Mark Labette. This is for another 300 points. And you're right, he was on the American version, but when it comes to the Australian version, he was also on that one, so you're right.
Woo! Wow, that was not easy. I didn't think it was going to be that. I thought it was going to be something like which of these chasers has not hosted their own other game show or something like that. Because Anne Hegarty has Britain's Brightest Family and Paul Sinha has one coming on. But your question was harder.
Well, I'm glad that you got it right, though.
I'm glad too.
Mark Labette, the Beast, and Anne Hegarty, the Governess, are regular chasers. Sean Wallace, the Dark Destroyer, was a guest chaser in 2018. But Paul Sinha, the Sinnerman, has never been an Australian chaser. Brad fact!
Got it.
So we still have talking pictures, get the picture, you're in the picture, and picture this. The bottom set of answers now are Bill Cullen, Jack Barry, Jeff Edwards, Jim Lang.
Oh man, this is why this show is good. You gotta reboot this. Because you kind of want both. I'm gonna go with the pictures.
All right, talking pictures, get the picture, you're in the picture, picture this. Here is the question. Which of these was the title of a game show pilot hosted by Alan Ludden in 1968?
I can fake this if you want, but I know the answer, so I'm just gonna first off cut get the picture. Power Surge!
You're gonna cut get the picture, and of course you're correct in doing so, because that's a classic Nickelodeon game show. You have 50 points.
You're in the picture. Only lasted an episode, but it was not a pilot.
That is correct. The Jackie Gleason popular classic, You're in the Picture.
There it is. Picture this.
You got 100 points for cutting You're in the Picture, and now for 300 points and your third complete question in a row, Picture This is also a cuttable answer. You got it.
Woo-hoo!
Hidden in this picture gallery are 10 famous people who'll help us play Talking Pictures. And here to get the game and the fun underway is our own leading man, Alan Ludden.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome to Talking Pictures. We should have a good time. Let's meet these people over here who are going to win the money.
This is fun.
Well, I appreciate it. Anytime a guest tells me that the game I created for them was fun, I know I did something right choosing this profession, so thank you so much, Adam.
This is great.
So this is the last choice you're going to make in this round, Adam. On the bottom row, we still have Bill Cullen, Jack Barry, Jeff Edwards, and Jim Lang. On the top row, we now have Bottle, Bed, Jug, Melon.
I gotta go with the game show hosts. I gotta go with the bottom.
All right, here's your question. Who hosted the wacky and weird word game show Oh My Word from 1965 to 1967 and its revival titled Take My Word for It from 1982 to 1983?
Okay, I'm pretty positive. We'll cut Jack Barry.
Cut Jack Barry, and that was no wild guess because you're correct.
Woohoo! Another good one. I am going to cut Jeff Edwards.
Cut Jeff Edwards. You hit the jackpot with that one.
Yes, awesome. And I wasn't going on a treasure hunt. Okay, the other options are Jim Lang, and what's the other option?
Bill Cullen.
All right, we're going to cut Bill Cullen, please.
All right, you're going to cut the Dean of Game Show hosts. If it is, you have swept this round for 1,200 points. Can we cut Bill Cullen? Yes, we can!
Nice. This is fun.
You have swept the round, 1,200 points.
For the record, can you tell me what the other question was going to be?
Of course. I don't like to let questions go to waste.
Yeah, let's not let questions go to waste.
The choices are bottle, bed, jug, and melon. And here is the question. On the 1973 pilot of Match Game, the question for the super match was water blank. The contestants successfully matched panelist Betty White by filling in the blank with what answer?
I'm going to cut jug.
That is correct. You can cut jug.
I'm going to cut bottle.
You can cut bottle, correct.
Because water bottle, that doesn't seem like something that people said back in 1973. And I'm going to cut bed.
You cut bed, and unfortunately that was the correct answer.
You've done it. You've won the $500. You can now play for $5,000. Now, to collect the $5,000 jackpot, you must match one of our celebrities and match that star head to head. I have the question right here in my pocket in an envelope, and we'll take a look at it. It's worth $5,000. It's a fill-in water blank. Now, you think about that for a second. In the meantime, choose a celebrity. Which one of our celebrities do you want to try to match?
I'll go with Betty White.
Betty White. All right, Betty. This is a fill-in water blank. W-A-T-E-R, water blank. You write an answer down on that card, and you face me to make sure that you can't see what's going on over there. And then when she's finished, we'll call for your response. Good. $5,000 at stake here. Are you finished, Betty?
Good. Yes,
Ari?
I'm
Okay,
finished in the
put it in a little slot there, and
yes,
we'll know
I'm
you're really
sorry.
finished. All right. Now, would you give us your response? Water,
Bed?
water, bed. All right, Betty White, for $5,000, may we see your answer?
What a shame.
Water bed.
Water, bed! Well, Susan Hunter, you've already won $1,300. You just won the $5,000. You have a grand total of $5,300. But you're not through yet. Now you can go on and play more Match Game, and you'll meet your next challenger right after this.
Oh, well, win some, you lose some.
I remember watching it for the first time. I did not say bed, but then again, thinking back to the 70s, that probably was the best answer.
Yeah, not so much anymore.
So, Adam, we have now reached the trivia ladder round, and here's how this works. Just like on the show, there are 4 levels on the trivia ladder, and you're going to play all 4 levels. On each level of the trivia ladder, you'll be shown a set of answers consisting of 4 answer choices. However, unlike during the trivia trap round, your goal after hearing the question pertaining to each set of answers is to choose the one correct answer. A correct answer given on the first 3 levels of the trivia ladder is worth 400 points each, and the questions on these levels are going to be slightly harder than the questions faced during the trivia trap round. Once we get to the top level, you'll face the hardest question of the game, and a correct answer is worth 1,000 points. Remember, Adam, you need 2,000 points by the end of the trivia ladder round to win. So let's begin right now and go up to the first level of the trivia ladder. The answer choices are block party, go for go, once around the board, 5-roll limit. And the question: on the 1990 Merv Griffin produced game show Monopoly, what was the official name of the bonus round?
The one that just jumped out at me was once around the board.
Is that what you're going to go with?
I'm going to lock that in, Bradley.
For 400 points to take your score to 1,600 points. Is it once around the board? Yes, it is!
Woohoo! Nice. God, I know a lot about this genre of game shows.
And it's paying off.
Yes, sir.
So, you have 1,600 points. Basically, you have to get one of the next 3 right.
Okay.
Let's go up to the next row of the trivia ladder. And we have gymnastics, swimming, volleyball, rowing. And here is the question. The host of the 1997 to 1999 version of the Nickelodeon game show Figure It Out was an Olympic medalist in what sport?
Swimming.
Well, that was quick. Are you locking that in?
I'm locking that in. When they came up, I was like, oh, I think he might ask about Summer Sanders. I don't know why.
Well, I guess it's that game show intuition. Let's see if you're correct, Adam. For the win, is it swimming? You got it!
Woo! Yes. Oh, I know a scary amount about game shows. And so do you.
I pride myself in that.
Yeah, same here.
And by the way, Summer Sanders, the host of the original Figure It Out, won 4 medals at the 1992 Barcelona Olympic Games in swimming. She won gold in the 200-meter butterfly, gold in the 400-meter medley relay, silver in the 200-meter individual medley, and bronze in the 400-meter individual medley. Brad fact! And now, Adam, I have to ask you, even though you already won, would you like to go up to the 3rd level of the trivia ladder?
Sure.
All right, let's see if you can play a perfect game. The answer choices are blank check, pay cards, winning streak, catchphrase. And here's the question. 3 out of 4 of these game shows were hosted by the same person. Which of these game shows was not hosted by the person who hosted the other 3? The choices are blank check, pay cards, winning streak, catchphrase.
Well, Art James hosted Pay Cards, Art James hosted Blank Check, and Art James hosted Catchphrase. And if you go to the Hosted Home YouTube channel, I have an Art James related Adams Archives, which is why I know the answer is Winning Streak, because that was hosted by Bill Cullen.
You gonna lock that in?
I want to make sure, can you repeat the question? I want to make sure I heard it correctly.
Sure. 3 out of 4 of these game shows were hosted by the same person. Which of these game shows was not hosted by the person who hosted the other 3?
The late, great Bill Cullen. Winning Streak, lock it in.
For another 400 points, is it Winning Streak? Yes, it is!
Yes.
You have 2,400 points. If you get this right, you will play a perfect game.
All right, let's see if I can do this.
Red, green, orange, blue.
Crap. This is going to be hard.
Well, this is the hardest question of the game. In 1980, 2 years before becoming America's favorite letter turner on Wheel of Fortune, Vanna White appeared as a contestant on an episode of The Price is Right. Vanna was one of the first 4 contestants to come on down to Contestants Row, but behind what color podium did she stand?
Red, green, orange, blue. Is this the order that the podiums were in at this time?
Yeah, red, green, orange, blue is the order of the Contestants Row podiums as we see them on TV from left to right.
Got it. I don't think she was on orange or blue, so I'm going to cut those and eliminate those. So I got to think red or green. Bob came out and looked at her. By the way, I was so ready to say blue, I thought it was going to be what color shirt was she wearing. And I'm pretty sure it was blue. Red or green. And Vanna White, come on down. You were the first 4 contestants, so she went to red. So she went to the furthest. Yes, and Vanna White. Johnny Olson said and Vanna White, which means she went to the first possible one, and she bid first. I'm pretty sure it's red. Yes, Johnny Olson, red. Lock it in.
You were right. Vanna did wear a blue shirt that said Get Serious. But remember, blue during this era of the show was the 4th podium on Contestants Row, and Vanna was the 4th person to come on down. Good thing, though, during this era of The Price is Right, the 4th contestant would go to the 1st podium, so red is correct!
Yes, that saved me. That is logical thinking. I remember Johnny going, and Vanna White.
The fabulous 60-minute prize is right. Michelle Brachetti, come on down. Richard Giddings, come on down. Bertha Frazier, come on down. And Vanna White, come on down. You are the first 4 contestants on The Price is Right. And now, here's the star of The Price is Right, Bob Barker.
And I welcome you to The Price is Right. Backstage, they have monitors that the fellows on the crew can watch what's going on out here, just like the monitors here. They're just like television sets. When Vanna was invited to come on down, one of them read her T-shirt where it says, "Get Serious." And he said, I am. I thought you'd like to know that.
Wow, what a question. What a good question.
A perfect game. Congrats, Adam. You have just perfectly played Trivia Trap.
Thank you. It is an honor to play Trivia Trap with you, Bradley.
Well, it was an honor to create those questions and post it for you.
They were great. They truly were great.
I hope I did Bob proud.
I think you did. I think you did for sure.
Well, I truly appreciate you saying that, Adam. And that was the game of the day, Trivia Trap. Trivia Trap.